They call it the swiftest wanderer. A tiny, iron-hearted speck dancing on the edge of the localized apocalypse. Most look at the night sky and see the giants, the gas kings, and the red warriors. But if you look closer, right into the blinding glare of our master star, you find a world that shouldn't be there. Is it the solar system's most enduring paradox? The smallest planet, standing closest to the greatest fire, surviving against odds that would have vaporized any other, while Earth enjoys the luxury of a gentle orbit and the protective atmosphere. Mercury exists in a state of permanent siege. Is it a world that has been tested by fire and found to made of something far stronger than just rock? It is a testament to the sheer of stubborn of matter. It reminds us that sometimes the smallest things are just the hardest to break. In the grand cosmic theater, Mercury is the actor who stands in the center of the stage, directly under the burning spotlight, refusing to take a bow. Mercury doesn't ask for our attention. It doesn't have the rings of Saturn to boost off, or a red mystery of Mars. It sits in the shadow of the giant, the sun, a silent witness to the raw power of creation and destruction. It endures a heat that would melt lead in the afternoon, followed by a cold that freezes the very soul of the universe by midnight. 800 degrees on one side, 300 below zero on the other. Is it a world of impossible contradictions? To look at Mercury is to look at a survivor. Billions of years ago, it was not this small. We believe it was a giant in the making, a world with the potential to be as grand as Earth itself. But the cosmos is a cruel mother. Legend, or rather, science tells us of a massive collision. A hit and run on a galactic scale. A wandering planetoid, perhaps the size of a small moon, struck Mercury with the force of 1 billion atomic suns. In that one violent moment, Mercury was stripped of its skin. Its rocky mantle was vaporized, blown into the dark void, leaving behind nothing but a heavy metal heart. That is why Mercury is a freak of nature. It is nearly all core. It is a cannonball wrapped in a thin dusty veil, forever mourning the layers it lost. And ever since that day, it has been retreating. You see, Mercury is doing something no other planet does. It's shrinking. It is a world in the midst of a slow-motion collapse. Like an old man pulling a coat tighter against the wind to preserve the last of his warmth. The planet's interior is cooling. As that massive iron core hardens, the entire planet begins to pull inward. But the crust is brittle. It cannot simply shrink. So it buckles, it wrinkles, it breaks. These great cliffs, lobate scarps, the scientists call them, rise miles into the air and stretch for hundreds of miles across the horizon. They are the stretch marks of the world folding in on itself, a planet becoming a smaller version of its former self with every passing eon. Time behaves differently in this lonely corner of space. On Mercury, a single day lasts 2 of its years. It is a place where the sun is an unpredictable god. If you stood on its surface, you would see the sun rise, high in the sky as if considering its journey, and then go back down, before finally deciding to cross the horizon and plunge the world into the frozen, airless night. It is a lonely existence. There is no atmosphere here to hold a whisper, no wind to carry a sound, no moon to keep it company in the dark, or to pull at its tides, just the endless, rhythmic beating of solar winds against his carapace. Is it a desert of iron and glass, where the only thing that moves is the shadow of the sun? Think about that. A world so hot it can melt metal, yet it carries ice in its pockets. A tiny piece of the heavens hidden in the basement of hell. How poetic that the world closest to the flame is the one that guards a heart of ice. It is a Mercury final contradiction, a proof that even the most hostile environments, the ingredients of life can find a place to hide, waiting for a future that may never come. It is a reminder that beauty and preservation can exist even in the center of a catastrophe. It is hope, frozen in the dark. It is the ultimate survivor story, a cold secret kept in the burning heart. We sent our machines to listen to its story. Mariner, Messenger, and now Bepi Colombo. They are our eyes in the dark, our ears in the fire. They travel millions of miles to visit the world that most of us will only ever see a tiny dot in a telescope. Why? Because Mercury holds the keys to our own history. By understanding how this small world survived the chaos of the early solar system, we understand the forces that shape our own Earth. They tell us of a world that is still active, still clanging, still fighting. They tell us that Mercury is not a dead rock, but a living testament to resilience. It is a world that has been beaten, broken, and burned, stripped of its glory and left to wither. Yet it remains. It is the underdog of the heavens, the fighter that refuses to go down, the small soul that carries the weight of a giant. It is a story of what happens when you refuse to be forgotten. It is a story of iron, of diamond, and of an unbreakable will. Every crater is a story. Every cliff is a scar. And every orbit is a victory. We look to the stars for life, for water, for a future we can understand. But perhaps we should look at Mercury to understand endurance, to understand what remains where everything else, your skin, your atmosphere, your very size is stripped away. It teaches us that you don't need to be a giant to survive the fire.